Do you just come back to MapleStory only to find out that you're lost and you're not sure what to do? Here is a very basic guide to teach you on how to play MapleStory in 2025. First of all, let's talk about the character creation. I would recommend people to play in Aquila because it's the most populated world and it is the easiest place to find parties, find friends, find guilds, find carries. But if you prefer a quieter world, like more empty maps, you can also choose B, C, and D. There are plenty of different classes compared to last time. Before you choose which one you want to main, I would suggest to watch YouTube tutorials online and see which are the classes you prefer to play or which are the different playstyles that you prefer. You could also just create like a few different classes to try out first. Eventually, you'll need to create multiple characters for your union and your link skill, which I'll talk about later. So over here, there is a limited edition class called Kamado Tanjiro from the anime Demon Slayer, and you get to play this class until the 22nd of April. Once the event ends, Tanjiro will be converted into a Explorer Hero Warrior class, so just make sure you don't accidentally create another hero, if not you'll have two of the same classes. One of the biggest changes that you might have noticed is that the red dice you had to roll for hours to get the perfect stats is gone. Now every single character, right, would actually start with fixed stats, and you don't have to rely on RNG to get the stats that you prefer. You might have noticed that there are two different keyboard settings as well. Don't worry about it, you can actually customize these afterwards like how you used to in the past. So you just have to go to the bottom right and click on keyboard shortcuts. Once you've created Tanjiro, click on the star icon on the left. This is where you will access all event-related items. This event list UI will appear. You can adjust it to any location that you want. Click on it once, and you'll be able to open up the Growth Journal and the Challenge Journal. Growth Journals are pretty much like milestones. Once you reach like certain levels or once you've completed certain tasks, you'll be able to unlock rewards such as the Dominator Pendant, Medal of Honor, Hyper Burning, Terra Burning, many different stuff. And the most valuable item, I would say, would be this Legendary Emblem box, because it's quite difficult to get legendary potentials, and this is given to you for free once you've reached level 255. At the start of the journal, there's actually a basic training package which you can use for your Tanjiro, and it gives plenty of free rewards such as a free pet, free power elixirs, free 3x XP coupons, free equipments, and also free trait boost potions. And over here, the challenge journal is basically bossing challenges. So once you have defeated certain bosses, then you'll be able to unlock certain cash items like this Tanjiro foot and label ring, training with Inosuke chair, and also the Nezuko Android. So in 2025, instead of using the regular taxis and also the Elenia ship to go to Orbis and Ludibrum, it's much easier and more convenient to travel around with the MapleGuide. Click on the hotkey button, find the yellow button which says Guide, double tap it twice, and you'll open up this thing called the Level Content or Content Guide. This UI is very useful because at the bottom of this UI, you can teleport instantly to different maps. For example, if I want to teleport to Orbis, you can just click on it once and I'll be able to travel to that map. This Maple Guide is also very useful when it comes to knowing where to go to train. So for example, I'm within the range of level 30 to 59. They actually recommend me to go to the Team Dungeon, or I could go to the Wild Boar Land, or I could go to the Sun Swamp. So it is a very good tool for you to use if you're unsure of where to go to train. Another important feature would be the Quick Move button. Below the minimap on the top left, to find the Quick Move button, right below it, click on it once and you'll be able to use the various NPCs over here. Some of these you'll use it quite often, for example the storage NPC and so on. You can use the Maple Guide to see the difficulties of the different bosses. Click on boss content. You can actually see all of the different bosses over here. Lowest being the easiest and the highest being the most difficult one. So from this UI, you can access the bosses as well. if you click on the green button over here, you'll open up this and you can just click go to boss and it'll teleport you to the boss map. Another alternate way to access the various bosses is through the Maple Scheduler. You can find the button on your hotkey and you just need to press it once and assign whatever bosses that you wish to clear over here. So for example, I want to do normal Zafu. I can actually just scroll down and click on the arrow and I'll be instantly teleported to the boss map. So once you're inside the boss map and I defeat the boss, you draw this crystal over here, which is very useful and you get like other various stuff as well. So after defeating the bosses and you have the crystal, go to town, click on quick move, find the NPC that is holding the blue crystal, just click sell all. Just like this. You can also check the various prices by clicking on this button and it will show you how much Mesos you can earn from the various bosses. Do take note that there is a limit of how many crystals you can sell per world, and there is a separate limit of how many purple crystals, which is the weekly boss crystals, you can sell per character. In 2025, we no longer sell items via the free market but through this thing called the auction house. There are a few ways to access it. One is through the quick move button and you click on this NPC with the megaphone and he'll bring you to the auction house. Another way of accessing the auction house would be through the menu button on the bottom right. You just need to click Maple Auction and you'll be teleported to the auction house. Over here, you can list your items. So for example, I want to sell my Divine King ring. I can check the price first and then sell it. To check the price of an item, I just have to search it and I'll be able to see all the various listings in the auction house and the prices for it. Another way to find items is through the filtering system on the left here. You can sort items by jobs, you can sort it by armor or accessory, even by their levels. So for example, I want to buy a pet. I would click on cash items because pets are under cash. Click on pets. You can actually find pet equipments, pet food, pet skills, but I want the pet itself, so I will click pet. You can even filter more like what kind of pets you're looking for, but I just want a very basic pet and I'll be able to sort by pricing, and then the cheapest one that is available would be 17 million Mesos. So if let's say I want to buy this, it will appear over here and then I just need to press the collect button. So if we were to take a look at Wacky's website, I'll put the link in the description below. You can actually see which are the EXP buffs that are able to stack on top of each other. So you can buy cash coupons from the cash shop, cost approximately from $1 to $2. There's also 3x XP, mushroom buff, VIP buff, monster park potions, XP accumulation potions, MVP weather buffs, so on and so forth. Now let's talk about link skills. Link skills are basically additional buffs you can get from different classes when those characters reach level 70 for a level 1 link skill and level 120 for a level 2 link skill. The only server with the exception of having level 3 link skills is Global MapleStory. Taiwan, Japan, China, Korea, and MapleSEA do not have level 3 link skills. I will put in the description below a link where you basically get to see what the best in slot link skills are for bossing and also for training. For extra EXP, especially when you're a new Mapler, these link skills would be very useful for you. Mercedes link skill, Aran link skill, and Ivan link skill. So Ivan's link skill increases the rune duration, which basically gives you more EXP. Aran gives you extra EXP when you pick up combo ops, and Mercedes will give you extra passive EXP of up to 15% at level 2. Another way to get additional buffs and stats is through the Union board. You can actually access the Union board over here, down below at the bottom right. Click on Maple Union, and you'll be able to see this overlay over here. So if you look on the right side, this basically is the combined power of all your level characters. And when you reach certain thresholds, like for example maybe 3000 total level, 4000, 7000, you'll be able to unlock more grids. Because when you first open this guide, it's actually only the inner square. However, once you've gained more total levels, you'll be able to expand more towards the outside region of the crit rate, boss damage, normal damage, buff duration, and so on. On the union board, all you have to do is click on the character and drag it into the union board and just place it wherever you want. Different characters would provide different bonus stats depending on their class and also on their levels. So for example, Zero gives EXP bonuses, Phantom gives Mesos bonuses, Bishop gives Intel, Ilmo gives critical damage, and Kana gives boss damage. You can also set different presets, maybe one for bossing, one for mobbing, and maybe another one for a different character. So as time passes, you'll be able to claim this thing called Union Coins. You can just click Receive Coins and you'll be able to claim them. You can also earn Union Coins through this weekly Dungeon Hunt quest. You just need to open up your Union UI, click on Join Battle, clear the quest over here by killing 100 mini dragons and 20 gold dragons. Once I'm done, I just need to click exit and go to the quest, click complete, and I'll be able to earn 200 coins just from there. The Union Coin can be used to purchase certain things from the Union Coin shop. All you have to do is to click Quick Move, click on the Knight NPC, and afterwards you'll be able to see the various items over here that you can purchase, which includes Karma Yellow Cubes, Additional Potential Scrolls, Flames and Epic Potential Scrolls, and Carved Golden Seals, and even EXP buffs and Union Strength buffs. Star Forcing is very important because it helps to enhance your character's equipment, and there are certain maps that require you to have Star Force, especially before you reach level 200. Star Force maps does give higher EXP. If you look at the MapleGuide and you see a star icon on the top left, or for these two, these maps are called Star Force maps. Star Force is basically the stars that you see above your equipment. For example, of this. Before you can start Star Forcing your items, you would first need to scroll them. In the past, when you scroll your items, you would throw scrolls on it, right? But now it is slightly different. There are a few different ways to do it depending on your budget. If you're a new Mapler, the cheapest way to do so is through the enhancement UI. Via your hotkey, find a button called Enhance Equipment, and you'll be able to open up this UI over here. Another way is to open up your inventory, click on the red icon over here, and you open up this as well. Another way to open up the UI is to double-click spell traces in your inventory. Before you can start Star Forcing, you need to scroll them first. Just click on your equipment that you wish to scroll to the ones that you want to use, and you will need spell traces to scroll your items. You can get spell traces through bossing, or through Spell Trace Magician Nadia and Genesis, or via the auction house when you buy it from other players. The best time to Spell Trace is during Spell Trace Fever. Spell Trace Fever time is every Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, and this increases the enhancement rates of the scroll. So for example, 15% will become 25%, 30% will become 45%, and 70% will become 95%. So let me just quickly scroll my item. Once I've scrolled finish, I've used up all of these slots and the number of upgrades available, I'll be able to Star Force them. So this is the Star Force Enhancement UI. How it works is, when you click Enhance like this, you press spacebar, and it will either pass or fail. So once it passes, it will have 1 star, and then you can just keep doing this again and again. Another way to Star Force is to join a guild with this thing called the Star Force Enhancement Room. To access this Star Force Enhancement Room, you need to go to the guild castle, find the room, and open up your Equipment Enhancement UI. Train your equipments inside, and you won't need to press the Star Catcher. As you can see, the Star Catcher icon didn't appear. So I can just click it like this. Compared to earlier, I needed to use the Star Catcher to enhance my items. There are special Sunday benefits that will help to save you some costs when it comes to spell tracing and also star forcing. For example, 50% off spell trace enhancement costs. This helps you to save money for spell tracing. And there is this thing called Shining Star Force. Shining Star Force is when there's 5, 10, 15 together with 30% Star Force enhancement cost. So these two stacks together will help you to save lots of money. But it doesn't happen all the time. Most of the time it happens individually, so it's either 5, 10, 15 or 30% Star Force enhancement. There are only certain events that would give them together. I've seen quite a lot of new players not knowing where to go at level 10. Because the MapleGuide only unlocks at level 30, at level 10 you can consider going to the Golem map. You can go to either of the Golems and train here till level 30. However, if you feel like it is too slow from level 20 onwards, you can consider going to Salvage Terminal, just that it is a little inconvenient to go. If not, you can also still stay at the Golem maps and train till level 30 until you've unlocked the MapleGuide. You can use Extreme Growth Potions from level 130 onwards, and it gives random number of levels from 1 to 10, which helps a lot with the grind to level 200. Some players, including myself, were stuck and unsure of how to proceed to Nameless City. All you have to do is to click on the star icon on the left, complete all of the Tanjiro cutscenes to reach Nameless City. For Tanjiro, new Maplers will struggle a little as the journal does not provide all of the equipments needed, such as gloves, shoes, capes, shoulders, totems, and pocket equipments. All of these items can be purchased from the auction house. However, if you wish to know the sources, you may refer to this image. You can either use Phansalia shoes, cape, glove with royal black metal shoulders, or Absolute shoe, glove, cape, shoulders, or Arcane Shade shoe, glove, cape, and shoulders. Even though Phansalia equipments do not give stats as good as Absolute's and Arcane Shade equipments, Phansalias will remain tradable after wearing it, so it can be transferred and shared with your mules when you're training them for your union or your link skills. The other equipments will be untradable after equipping, unless you use the Platinum Scissors of Karma from the Mileage or Cash Shop. Absolute's equipments can be obtained from Weekly Haven and Fallen Tree quests for free too. However, you will need someone to help you exchange for the equipments if you are unable to kill Normal Lotus or Damien yourself. There are a few ways to obtain totems. One is from the Shanghai questline. However, the ones from the Shanghai questline will need to be renewed every 30 days. You'll need higher drop rate in order to obtain easily from the monsters there. Alternatively, you can also check the auction house to see which are the totems that you are able to buy. If you have enough Mesos, you can also opt for the Guild Castle totems, but they are a little pricey, but cheaper compared to the permanent Shanghai totems that you can find in the auction house. For people who are training Tanjiro to level 260, there is this website that shows the rotation guide. So feel free to use this as your reference to train. Joining a guild will be very useful too, as guilds not only provides passives and active skills, but you also get to connect with other players, make friends, and get the support that you need. If you join a guild with a Discord server, you can even interact or ask for advice over there. If you're willing to pay some money for convenience, you can also consider paying for the Union Pass and the Hyper Pass in the Golden Carriage for EXP growth related items, such as Strawberry Farm. In Strawberry Farm, you go inside a special map and you basically whack the monster for a good amount of EXP. And this can be used up to level 259. Do note that the Golden Carriage requires you to check in a certain number of days first before you are able to collect the rewards. If you start late, you won't be able to complete everything unless you pay 3000 Maple Points to catch up each day. We have come to the end of this guide. There are many things that I have not covered, such as potentials, tording, V-Core Matrix, Hyper Burning, Flaming, Monster Park, and more. These are things that I can try and cover in my next video guide. You can also head over to wackybeans.com for tons of guides, or you may also choose to jump into the MapleSEA Discord or my own Discord server. In the MapleSEA Discord, there's a dedicated Q&A channel. Search your queries first, as your questions might have already been answered. If not, just create a new post. Now, of course, you can always ask me live on Twitch. I'm usually streaming on weekday nights, so come and hang out in my stream. If you found this video helpful, please give a like, subscribe for more content, and share it with your friends. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below and I'll do my best to help. Thanks for watching and happy Mapling!